What can be said about the definition of the word enigma? Only that it is something difficult to describe, difficult to explain, and it has complicated significance, especially as we move to certain topics. Today I have the honor of hosting a longtime friend and fellow member in military service who will help me give his perspective and his experience on discipline and dedication, from how it affected him in his early life growing up, as well as a bit of how it affected him coming from a musical background and the partial role that it played in his family during the early 90s Tejano scene, as well as other discussions and points on a day-to-day basis. This is Joel Pulido. So tell me a little bit about yourself, man. Where are you from originally?
I am from a little area in the forgotten part of the country called the Valley, Texas. 956 is the area code. City is Edinburgh. About almost 20 minutes away from the south Texas-Mexican border. So yeah, we there.
Okay, all right. That's not bad, man. Okay, so what did you do growing up? And then depending on how you answer this is going to go into the subject. This is going to go into the what do you call it? Topic that we're going on today. What did you do growing up? Like, run me down from like your early years to your teenage years all the way up until right now.
Okay. Well, the Valley, small area, so not really much to do, man. Really. What can I say? I've come from a pretty, I'd say, middle class family. So growing up, the normal stuff, baseball, football, basketball. Although I didn't play it in school, I played it out, in town and stuff like that. And I come from I guess you could say, musical family. So music was very big growing up. Anybody that's familiar from the Valley knows people that knows, probably know who I am or my family. Not me, I'm nobody, but like my family. So, anyone that's famous with the music, Tejano, they know what's up. So, yeah, I was just doing that, man. And just going to school, man. Just normal childhood, pretty much, man.
Okay, so growing up, so early family years, you come from a musical background. What did you do for fun? What like, did you do any sports? Did you do is it besides actually like is it coming back from a musical background? Did you do any other extracurricular activities?
Nah, well, I was in band growing up, so I played the drums. I always liked the drums. I like music in general, but I like the drums more than anything. Now that I was getting older, I'm like, damn, I fucked up, man. I should have played the accordion. Because anyone that knows, hey, wait, you play the accordion, you get the babes. I should have learned the accordion.
You should have learned the accordion.
no way. That's the way. I should have done that shit. But, no, ni pedo, pues. I played the drums a little bit, but I never took it too seriously. It was kind of just like, whatever. But, yeah, and sports, I would play on my off time. But I got really big in high school. I was a late bloomer, bro. You know what I'm saying? I was all fucking skinny and shit. So, I would, work out when you go through, puberty and shit, you want to get all buff and shit. So, working out was big going through, high school. So, I was a meathead. I was, hey, let's go work out and shit, whatever. Yeah, that was my thing, bro. That was my shit.
Okay. That's not bad. All right. So, entonces, besides music and besides was obviously, hitting the gym, trying to get all big and buff and stuff, they go, what else did you do? What other interests did you have?
Well, I can't really, self-incriminate myself, but we obviously none of the illegal stuff. Was obviously we all got a little bit of background with that. I'm not gonna lie myself, but that's a different story for a different day. But did you do any other extracurricular activity? We'll just put it like that. We'll put it like that. Oh. There was a time for a little bit, I tried boxing, and boxing was very, it's good. If anybody is familiar with boxing, I thought I was in shape. Como te digo, I was like lifting weights kind of guy. I thought I was in shape, and then I actually did boxing, and I was like, whoa, maybe I'm not as good a shape as I thought I was. So I stuck with that for a while. Boxing is, hey. And I still love it to this day. Although I don't do it how I should, because anyone that's familiar with boxing, if you stop my respect to boxers, because if you stop for a little bit,
go back into the ring or whatever, spar. I don't care if you're sparring, light sparring or whatever, just training. That shit will beat your ass, man.
Oh,
Like you
hell yeah,
gotta
man.
stay on it. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
That requires a certain amount of discipline.
Exactly. So that's what we're gonna be talking about today. That's the main reason for the little basic interview. Pero was talking about discipline. Way literally everything that you mentioned literally talks about and encompasses that one main core, discipline. So so entonces tell me. So what really didn't let you or what didn't give you the interest of sticking into like drums or going to the accordion, like that whole aspect of discipline? Like talk to me about that.
Wait, what can I say? I guess you could say like I just didn't want it. Like, hey, you cut all the bullshit off the side, man. When you don't want something, you don't. Even if you're gifted at it, like I was pretty good at the drums, bro. Pero pues, if you don't, how can I say it? Wait, if you don't stick to it, you know, si no le echas ganas, wait, pues it's gonna show, right? You're gonna fall off, bro.
Oh, yeah,
Same
for
thing
sure.
with boxing. If it's not there, if you're not determined, because talent it takes you so far. At a certain point, like, you know, I'm gonna use boxing for example, like Floyd Mayweather. Yeah, he's he comes from a pedigree of grade A boxers and shit. You know, like that dude is. But if he wouldn't have put in the effort, how he's done, he wouldn't have made it this far.
Yeah.
So his discipline is like, what does he say? You know, hard work, determination. Yeah, that's true, bro. Like, yeah, and that goes with anything in life. You know, like shit. Like, it might be your work, it might be your relationship. You know, it might be all this other shit, man. You can tie that into so many things. But yeah, the discipline it's important on many aspects of life.
Oh yeah, man. No, it's one of those fucking things that, like you're saying, man, is you're never really gonna get anything out of it if you don't got the discipline. The talent can come and go. You'll be gifted. You got that whole thing running around, man. But shit, like let's talk about how you've seen other people discipline. Like, all right, so you didn't follow the whole discipline aspect when you were doing band, when you were doing music. All right, what's next? What like with working out? How did your discipline help you out with that?
Oh, okay. With working out, yeah, man. So, like I said, I was naturally I'm not very built. I'm not a very built person. So I had to try harder to whereas say like a Jay Cutler or Ronnie Coleman, naturally he's pretty big and he works out, but right away you could tell like he did not. With me, I actually had to like put in the work. So what came easy with music or with drums didn't come easy with working out. So I had to be like, well, shit, I'm not seeing the results. Like, and it's like, well, you're not gonna see it in one day. You know, like, hey, can you tell I did biceps yesterday? Nah, right. Bro, you look like a little twig.
See, exactly, exactly, man. See, and then that's one of those things. Like, imagine that, dude. That's definitely one of those things with discipline that where you don't see that every single day. But yeah. you have to experience that opposite factor, because like you said, man, like, hey, you got the talent, you have the charisma. I'm gonna put it like that. You have the talent and charisma to be a great musician. But it was what happened. You really didn't want to pursue it, and then was it lack of discipline? No, not really, because you were disciplined enough to be able to aspire to a certain level. But once you saw the opposite factor of that, the inverse of actually having to work for it in a different field, in a different activity, in something outside of your realm of normality, we'll just call it that. Your realm of normality, you begin to see like, well, shit, this, not everything you could have. Yeah, you literally have all the talent in the world. It's the discipline that counts, man.
Yeah, and I think I like how you brought that up too. Es que like. And I think you appreciate it more. It's like, nah, you know what? It didn't take me one day to the next to get all big. Like, I actually had to try harder or whatever, whatever it might be, squats or biceps or chest, whatever. Yeah. So when you do get it, you're like, and people are like, hey, man, you're looking good, bro. You're looking in shape. But that you appreciate it more because, like, you know how much discipline it took to wake up and go to the gym at 5 a.m. or after school or whatever. So you appreciate it more. It's like, yeah, like, shit, hell yeah. Vice music where it just came easy. You're like, oh, you play the drums, badass. Yeah, it didn't really cost me much. It did like my talent kind of like took me there. It was real easy, but this other route, it wasn't as easy. So
yeah,
it's weird, bro. You appreciate it more once you try harder. You actually have to try. Like people are like when they try, like they appreciate it more. Like because like it wasn't like I woke up one day, and with talent too. Like with I would say I bring it back to boxing. But like it's like Manny Pacquiao didn't roll out of bed one day and just start throwing like 30-piece combinations on the mitts with Freddie Roach.
Right,
that took years, bro.
Exactly. So let me ask you like this: Do you think that like with like you're saying with building up your body and then heading into boxing, man? Because remember, I did boxing too, so I understand that portion. And either way, we still go to the gym every so often. There you go. Do you feel like you got to earn it every single day?
Yeah, I do. I really do. I think that but I guess I'm gonna switch it over to like work now.
All right,
So like when you go to work, bro, like there are some people that naturally at their job it comes easy. Do whatever you say. It's an engineer. Say it's fuck, man. I don't know. Say you're a computer analyst. I don't know. Like some people, I know people I work with, and they're like, "Oh man, like this is easy job. This fucking job is easy, bro." But I don't like it. Like I'm good at it, but like no me da ganas, way de seguir en esto. And I'm like, hey, wait, but they pay you a lot of money, you know? Yeah, I knew this dude. He got out from being a computer analyst, and he was gonna make like 100,000 here in San Antonio, chilling, right? He fucking went to become a cop. Hey, I don't know about you, Jonathan, but right now being a cop with everything going on.
Not only that, man, I mean that's a big pay cut, and then that's also a reputation cut. I mean, this man that's Dude. Goddamn that right there. That is
fuck. Anyway, yeah. He took a $60,000 pay cut. He was gonna make $40,000 at Washington State, which is where he's originally from. And I was like, hey, yo, my man, like I know you smart as fuck, bro. You got like a 94 on your ass. What the fuck are you thinking? But you know what he told me? He fucked me up, Jonathan, when he told me this. He looked me dead in the eyes and he said, I will not be happy doing my job here.
Ooh. Exactly.
I was like, I'm over here thinking about the money, bro. And I'm like, exactly. And it comes easy to you, like.
See that right there. That's fucking hard to do, man. That's fucking hard to do. Because, I mean, and then here's another thing that plays into discipline is that motivation factor. Hell, because how long were you working with him? How long were you working with the company?
So I really didn't work with him like side by side, but he would come around. And so I knew of him and stuff, but. I want to say he was at where I was working maybe about a year and a half.
Okay, all right. So you're basically your day-to-day work interaction was about a year and a half.
Yeah. But I started seeing him more to the end because when he was transitioning to the civilian sector, like he was I was the I guess you could say separation clerk, and I would start to see him more at his 6-month mark. It's set up there. Hey, at your 6-month mark, you come in, you get your brief with me. I tell you A and B and C what you got to get done before you get out. So after 6-month mark, I started seeing more of him. But before that, it was kind of like periodically. I'd be, hey, what's up, bro? See him at the cafeteria. Hey, what's going on? Had no idea this dude was getting out because there's like 800 people where I work at. So there's people I see all the time. I'm like, who the fuck is this? Like, oh, this is so and so. I'm like, oh, okay. So I really didn't see people till they were closer to getting out. Then it's kind of like, oh, 6-month mark. Hey, you gotta come see me, bro. So no. Yeah, but that always stuck with me. I was like, hey, man, you can't just follow money, bro, because money is not gonna make you happy, dude. Like, if you don't like what you're doing, it's gonna show. Like, you think you're gonna, like, damn, that's no way to live, you know? Like, yeah, I'm making all this money, but I'm not satisfying myself like professionally. Like, I'm not satisfied. You know, so I don't know, bro.
Man, I mean, it's hard, dude. It is a hard thing to do too, especially like when you're talking about the money factor. Like this man, like you said it. This man literally gave up $100,000 a year salary to follow a dream, a career path that he thought that he can go through with, man. But that dude, I've met. Look, I'm gonna tell you this much. I've met so many people in that same boat. Hell, you know me. I'm in the same boat. I'm not gonna go into the details, but it's like you gotta maintain that discipline. You gotta maintain. Fuck the motivation factor. The motivation factor is always gonna be there. You're gonna be motivated one way or another. But that's gonna run out eventually. It's the discipline. It's always gonna be about the discipline and the dedication, right? So you not only you gotta be disciplined enough to be able to maintain that dedication. That's what he was doing. He was dedicated to finishing his time at the job that you guys were doing, separating, and then dedicating himself and disciplining himself again to be like, hey, you know what? I'm going to take that cut. I'm going to take that fucking $60,000 pay cut and then just fucking follow the dream.
Yeah, yeah, and I think though, like at a certain point though, I think this is important. I think I gotta say this too. You gotta be realistic with your dreams too.
Mm-hmm.
So like, ponle que, oh, it's always been, and I had a friend like this too. When I met him, I was maybe like 20 years old. He was 24, 25. His dream was to be a boxer, a professional boxer. So fucking talented, Jonathan. Like this dude was so smooth on the mitts and the gloves, whatever. But the discipline, yeah, he'd work out, he'd train, whatever. But he liked to party a lot. He liked to drink a lot, and all this shit. So he wasn't 100% this. And like I said, man, boxing, you gotta be all in it, or you can't be a part-time boxer and a full-time party animal. Like it's not gonna work, bro. Especially if you ain't even a pro yet.
Hell,
so
it's hard, bro. It's fucking hard.
It is, but what I'm getting a lo que voy es que you gotta be like, he's already 24, 25, way. Ponle que you do make it pro. Anyway, you got a short span that you can actually, you're marketable and stuff in boxing. And not only that, when you want it, your heart wants it, but your body don't want it no more. It's gonna show away, like like you're just we're gonna get old. So at what point does a dream become just that, a dream?
Yeah.
So, and I'm telling this guy, he's like, "Oh man, I'm trying to go pro and shit." And da-da-da. I'm like, "You should have been done. You should have been done pro. Like, what the hell? Like, what's going on, man? You obviously got the talent."
Shit, dude, freaking, you know me, man. You know me. I am not a sporty man. I don't follow any sports in general. You know that shit, way.
Oh, but you're an Eagles fan.
Hey, exactly. I just put it out there. I'm an Eagles fan either way. No, I'm a Philadelphia fan. I'm a Philadelphia fanboy. Just because, dude. That one, I think honestly, we're gonna touch on that on a different day. On the influence of Philadelphia in our cultural way, because you're gonna be surprised how many things I've actually looked up that I'm just like, no mames.
I think I know where you're going with this.
Exactly.
I think I know where you're going with this.
Exactly.
Pero,
we'll leave that one to the next time. Pero te digo. Te digo, I'm not a sporty fan. We like the whole entire time, hell, we've been friends the whole entire time. Like, you understand what the only other thing that we ever usually talk about has always either been boxing and then that discipline factor when it comes to shit like this, ¿verdad? Or no? Exactly, man. And te digo,
true.
And te digo, like, it's been shit. I'm gonna say it's been like at least since I left California. Transferring back to Virginia, it's been at least 6 to 7 months that I've been able to do like a full on training way. And you know how fucking happy I was that I actually got to hit the bag and hit the speed bag just this week, just one day out of the entire week.
I'm so jealous.
Yo, I know, right, dude? Oh, exactly, dude. Te digo, it's like, I'm obviously fucking rusty. That's not gonna change. Ni madres, man. I got onto it, pero te digo, just that factor of feeling the what do you call it? The technique, the flow, the entire freaking the training factor, man. The training factor, man. Rest in peace, my coach, dude. My coach back when I was back in Nevada, way. He would always tell me, bro, is like, I could still just hear him tell him, it's like, no, punch through the bag. You got to punch through. It's like, inciting that discipline. And it's just like, get comfortable. Watch your feet. Like, they go away. It's been years, man. It's been years since I've been coached by anybody besides you. Pero te digo, it's been years. And te digo, look how weird that discipline immediately jumps in.
Yeah.
Like you.
Yeah.
Te digo, discipline is an art. It's not even a skill or technique. It is a fucking art that you have to master.
Yeah, and I think once you get it, it's kind of like that skill, like of riding a bike and shit. Once it's there, like, hey, ponle, I haven't ridden a bike in like fucking shit, wait, like 10 years. But anyway, you put me on right now, it's gonna come at me again.
Yeah.
I'm being pues está bueno. You just turn it, and you get the steering, and hey, ¿qué onda? Like it's not that hard.
Oh no, not never.
You're right. Hey, the discipline, like, hey, I mean, shit, man. I have a friend. She's gonna be a firefighter in Houston, Texas, right now. And she's going through the school and shit. And she's like, hey, man, firefighting school is pretty hard. And I was like, hey, man, get it. She's like, you gotta be like in shape. And I was like, you know, but she's like, hey, I've been training. She's been training like 3 months before she found out she was actually got accepted to the, I guess, academy or whatever. She's like, hey, I wake up in the morning, I play the Rocky music, you know, dun, 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 dun. She goes and say, hey, wait, hey, all right, girl, do what you gotta do, shit, man,
God.
like get that. And she's like, no, man. I was like, hey. She's running 6-7 miles a day. I was like, but you know, her discipline is there and shit. Like, it's cool, but like, I guess in a weird way, dude, like certain callings like happen, like things happen for a reason. So like, that homeboy I was telling you about, like right now, that he was training me in boxing and shit. Like, I guess things happen to fan out for a reason. We don't understand why, but like, so that guy, he wasn't 100% disciplined in becoming a boxer, right? I guess professionally. Like he said he was, but the putting's in the work. Like if you know, it shows, right? So I was like, hey, wait, pues, and I'm talking to his head. His trainer was a man by the name of Mr. Jackson. Mr. Jackson was an OG dude from Chicago, man. Real cool dude, boxing trainer. Old man. You know, he was a boxer for a while, but he came into some hard times, whatever. Long story short, he went away for a while. By the time he came out, he wasn't, you know, that in shape, prime, 20-year-old. Like he was, 10 years had came by. Like he's not, like I said, it's a very small gap that you're marketable and stuff, and your body will respond.
It's difficult.
So what did he do? Next best thing, he became a trainer. And it's crazy. One day we're talking, I'm training with Mr. Jackson for a while, and he's like, hey, you know, B-Roy's a little old. I was like, yeah, he's very talented, but he's like, no, man, his head's not in his work. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, he said he wanted it, but he don't really want it. Like, it's just, I was like, well, shit, he's a good trainer. Because up until that point, my friend was training me, not Mr. Jackson. And he was like, yeah. He's like, maybe that's his calling. It took me a while to realize it. But when I got out, and, you know, I said, well, I'm not a young 20-year-old no more. Like, I'm old. He's like, maybe that's, and things happen for a reason. Maybe you're not meant to be a boxer. Maybe you're meant to be a trainer. And shit, you can still make a living like that. Like, I don't know if you know this, but Freddie Roach was a boxer.
He was a boxer?
The trainer of Manny Pacquiao. Yeah,
he
was a boxer.
I mean, I never looked into his background, but I figured he had a heavy hand, like in his early years. I mean, what did he do? Like a good amount of amateur fighting? Like he got a couple Golden Glove titles and such?
Yeah, he was actually pro for a while.
Oh, he went pro?
He did pro. Yeah, he had an decent record, but I think something happened. He got hurt, or something happened. He got hurt. I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
But then he said, hey, well, I can't fight no more. Well, at least I could train. I got a basic understanding of the sport. And, well, shit, 20, 30 years later, he's here training Pacquiao. And, I mean, from what I could see, if we're muy bien, you know, like, shit, I'm sure he's a millionaire.
That's true, man.
So shit happens for a reason, bro. Like, shit, some things are a blessing in disguise. Like, if he wouldn't have got hurt, or whatever, like, he never would have stumbled upon being a trainer. I mean, he's done good, so, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Shit happens.
You see, no, that's true. That is definitely true, man. Damn.
And who can really understand a fighter, what they go through, than somebody who's actually fought, It's hard to say, I understand a fighter. I know what you're going through. No, you don't, bro.
Nah, not like that.
You don't know the discipline that goes into this shit.
Exactly.
You know?
There you go. Oh, no, and honestly, all we can really do is just like what we've experienced, right? Because it was Mike Tyson too that said it, right? Like, and this plays back into discipline. It's how he said it. Everybody's got a plan until you get punched in the face. See or no?
Yeah, that's true.
That's legit.
The fight game.
Exactly.
And you could spread that to anything else in life too.
Exactly.
Like, you know, like, hey, I plan to, I don't know, whatever job you're in, hopefully I do good and then I get this promotion. Hey, boss didn't feel like you deserve the promotion. So and so deserved it. Right. What, is your life over just because you didn't get the promotion? Nah, you still gotta go there and echar ganas, and if it really irks you that bad, you move and go somewhere. But if to me, that's a cop-out. Like, in our job, we can't just, I don't want to do my job no more.
Nah, that's
it don't work like that.
Not like that.
You still, we're bound by a contract.
Exactly.
Let's say it like that.
No,
so yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just gotta overcome and adapt, man. Whatever life throws your way, because life is a motherfucker. Hey, going back to quotes, like what Rocky said, I think it was Rocky 6 and shit. It was like, hey, wait, nothing's gonna hit you harder than life. Beat the nobody.
Oh no, I saw that movie like a couple weeks ago too. And that's one of those speeches that you just can't skip. And you hear that shit and it's just like, damn, like he was telling it like it is. Damn, dude. All right, so still sticking on discipline though, man. Let's switch it up from personal experience, like personal things that you've done, obviously, like to try to excel in your disciplinary factor in your dedication. Your parents. Let's talk about our parents. Wait, let me ask you about your parents. How much did they play in how disciplined you are? Because like I said, like you already said it, man. You come from a musical background, and like I'm not gonna name names on who you're related to, but that's a whole different situation. But that from the years I've known each other, man, that definitely plays a lot into the discipline. So tell me, how much did your parents play into how much of a disciplined person you are?
Shit. Well, as far as discipline with my parents, like, shoot, my mom and dad, they always told me, like, my mom would always do this growing up. I don't know about your mom, but my mom would do this. She would be like, hey, she would get paid every 2 weeks. She's a teacher, right? She was a teacher. So she would be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, you get good grades. And I remember this, like, geez, bringing back memories. Every 2 weeks, man, she'd be like, hey, you do good? Bring me your report card from elementary. Yeah. Shit, bring me your report card. We'll go wherever you want to eat. And you know me, man. Well, shit, you've been to Texas a while ago. You went Peter Piper Pizza. That's my shit.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
So she's like, you got to get your good grades, and I'm going to get you Peter Piper. We're going to play the video game, whatever the hell. Like, I'm in elementary this time. And she's like, but you have to get good grades. You have to get, I don't want no C's or D's. I want A's and B's. Mm-hmm. So I'll be like, oh, shit. So she kind of instilled that. And coming home, I'm doing homework, right? The first thing, it was, I can remember clearly coming from elementary. I come down. We couldn't watch TV. There was no Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, right? No, which is what every kid wants to do when he gets home. Anyway, I want to go play with my friends or with my little brother. I got a little brother and an older sister, but I mainly play with my little brother, boys and shit.
Yeah.
But it'd be like, nah, like, do your homework. Do your homework. It'd be like, you got to study. Why? Because if you do your homework, that means you're going to get good grades. You're probably going to be better prepped for that test. Mm-hmm. Which means you're probably going to get better grades, and which means your report card is going to reflect on your report card. So she I didn't realize at the time, I'm like, oh, she wants me to do homework. But she was instilling that discipline in me, too, from an early age. My dad, he did like 1 or 2 semesters in college, but he figured really it wasn't for him early on. But still, he was kind of, your mom, I thought your mom's got you.
Yeah.
But I mean, him too. I mean, he was a musician. I tell you, I come from a musical family. So anyway, he had to go and, record at the studio and do all this. I'm pretty sure he wanted to have time to spend with us, right? Like what kind of father wouldn't? But he had to have that discipline. Yeah, he had to have that discipline to, yes, I do want to spend. And that's why I didn't realize that growing up. But like, hey, man, there was birthdays he missed. But it's because he was out there working. He had to have that discipline. Hey, like, I'm going to bring food on the table. I got to go play. Because Monday to Friday, I'm going to school, right? I get out. I see him for a little bit, whatever, if he's not recording or he's not, like, on tour. But on the weekends, when I have time to actually chill with him, guess what? He's at the bailes. The dance is playing and all that, because that's when the bailes take place, really. Friday, Saturday. And so I'm not there to see it, but it's like, hey, I'm sure it hurt his heart. I mean, I hope.
Yeah, but it's hard.
Yeah, it's hard, but he had to have that discipline. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, it hurt his heart not to be able to be there with, but I was saying, it is what it is. As a kid, you don't understand, but I think as a man, you grow up. And I don't have kids. I know you don't got kids right now either, but it's I'm pretty sure when I do get them, I'll understand more. Like, hey, he did what he had to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Nah, right. Now, my mom always told me, here's a saying that she always told me, and then my grandma told her, is, uno no entiende a ser hijo hasta que es padre. Y uno no entiende ser padre hasta que es abuelo. Like, you don't learn to be a child until you're a parent, and then you don't learn how to be a parent until you're a grandparent. And yeah, dude, it's damn, dude, like freaking. As one of those things that, like, I can't really even say too much experience, because the only thing I helped me with, like, the discipline factor with her was that I helped raise 5 kids, bro. I helped raise 5 chamalillos, man. Freaking 2 of them 3 of them were my siblings, and then one was my nephew, my oldest nephew, and then one is my one of my oldest cousins. From the second group of my oldest cousins, pero. Same thing, man. But te digo, no, yeah, like the same thing. Like we didn't have that whole too much of like, oh, pues if you bring me good grades, A's and B's and everything, it's like, oh, pues we're gonna be able to go to like Peter Piper Pizza or whatever. But no, they're like, we don't really have that luxury. But when we were doing good, I know when my dad was doing good, either working, when my mom was doing good, and then it was just me and my older brother back then. We would go to the Circus, man. Growing up in Reno, Nevada, bro. The Circus, that was a spot to be because they would take us to las maquinitas and all that. And then every single Saturday, or Sunday, a la pulga. That was like the whole thing.
Hey,
¿Verdad? Pero the inverse of that, the opposite of that, the Monday through Friday. The Monday through Friday was always Simon. 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, my dad was up. My mom was making him his lonche, and then he'd be going up to work. He'd be doing that shit fucking year round, and then by the time he'd be coming back from work, it'd be 5, 6 in the afternoon. Te digo, pues is a whole different thing. Pero he'd be working his ass off. Pero forget about it. Saturday and Sundays were his days. They would either go to the bailes on Friday night, Saturday morning, like they'd rest up or everything, and agarrábamos todos, man. We would all pack into our Suburban, man. I don't know what car you had growing up with, but we had one of those old school mamalona Suburbans, man, the Suburban.
Hey, I had a white one. We had a white one too.
Yeah, dude. No, we had the like, I think it was like the 91 or the 89 Suburban way, the black and white one. That shit was nice. Like, that thing was nice.
V8.
V8, a fucking V8 with the 4x4, güey, with the shifter right in the middle. Nah, they don't, dude. Pero yeah, güey, nos llevaba todos, güey. Pero that was his discipline, and then that was his him blowing off steam from being so dedicated, from putting in all that fucking work Monday through Friday, shit, sometimes even Saturdays. Agarraba toda la familia, everybody, and sobres. We'd go chill out all day. I still remember that to this day, man. I'm just like, no manches, man. My mom, she worked at like 90% of her jobs were all restaurants. We're all restaurant based. So like customer service, they go, pues that's a whole part of my life. Because I spent a whole bunch of time working in restaurants too because of her. Pero te digo, it's way. When I'm telling you, way, that discipline factor comes in when you're dealing with customers. No mames, way. Tell me no. No, wait, I never asked you. Have you ever worked at a restaurant?
No. That was my first job, Peter Piper. No, Peter
Piper.
Oh,
yeah. I remember now. I can't remember.
But check this, bro. I didn't work in the making the pizza, charging pizza. No way. And I think me traumó, güey.
Cabrón. All right, what did you do?
I worked with the kids, güey.
Oh, my God, dude.
Güey, los huercos, güey. There's some other shit. Hey, güey. I wasn't like when you said, yo, I helped raise my nephews, whatever. Hey, cool. Hey, wait, yo, no way. My first hand experience with kids was when I was 17 years old. I worked at Peter Piper in the game room. Hey, wait, those kids are something else, bro. Dude. And you know, the fucking families would come in there, and it was kind of like, bueno, es tiempo de descansar. Hey, go play in the máquina.
Yeah.
And we literally have kids hitting other kids, bro. And I gotta get in because the kid's like 8 and he's hitting like a 5-year-old, and I'm like, hey, you know, like, where's your mom? Like, so I'm not gonna spank you, what the fuck, like, I'm not your parent. So like, go get the parent. Hey, bro, me pasado como 2 veces when I was working there. I got there and I said, no, pues, is your son, man? Yeah. Oh, okay, well, like, he was hitting this kid, and we don't need a fucking lawsuit here or whatever. And the mom, the dead ass, looks me in the eye. She's like, that's not my job. Like, is that your job? And I was like, oh, okay, so this is a fucking daycare right now. That's what got going on, wait. Anyway, dead ass. And I'm like, no, man, you could tell she's stressed the fuck out. Like, I don't know what to do with this kid. And you know, man, the worst kids growing up, man, I don't know, like, you could always tell who they were in the Hispanic community. That kid that got all the teeth rotten, he got the little cavity.
Yeah, pero no manches,
those are the worst, babe.
Oh, my God, dude. Oh, my God. No, hombre.
So I think that's why I didn't have kids. I was very careful. I can't say that for about 90% of the population in the valley. They have kids like at 18, 17.
No, dude, I know. I believe it.
They're bad, man. I'm like, why are you doing that? You're a kid yourself having kids. What the... I'm pretty sure you can attest.
Wait, let me tell you something. Speaking of that way, and this somehow it all still ties down to discipline. Wait, Everything is tied down to discipline, way.
No fucking shit.
Hold on, wait. No way. Exactly. Wait. All right. You can't keep it in your pants, man. How disciplined are you? You can't keep from opening it up with how much discipline there is. Pero mira, fíjate. Like to really speak on that, digo, sometimes, like legitimately, sometimes, pues órale, se toma dos, right? Siempre se toma dos. It's always 2 and 2, but it's still the whole discipline factor. Way, just to tell you how we grew up, way, is even when we started high school, when I started my freshman year of high school, we had the highest fucking pregnancy rate in the country. For a freshman class, wait, 27. We were a school of about like 700 to like 1,000 kids. Wait, fucking from freshman to senior year. Wait, our entire freshman class of like 300, 27 of those females, plus some from like all the other grades. Wait, we were the highest rated pregnancy in the entire fucking country. That shit was, well, actually, I'm going to say in the country, in the state of Nevada during that time. Wait, remember, this is Vegas and Reno, way still. Like, wait, that was hard to fucking swallow. Wait, that's
that's what most of the girls should have been doing. Swallow, they would have got
Pero yeah, wait, no, pero yeah, that was the whole thing, man. It was a whole thing, man. Te digo, where most of them are now, pues I'm still friends with a couple of them. But for the most part, te digo, that's a lot of discipline. Te digo, I'm not gonna speak on experience or anything like that. Pero yeah, no, I get you, dude. Pero no, wait, yeah, it's interesting how you learn the hard way. Because most of the females, wait, te digo, most of the females, most of the guys, most of the males that were young parents from like 14, 15 up and beyond, way, they are very, how do I say it? They're quick to go through the factor, way. They're quick to notice a whole bunch of things fast. And te digo, I follow, te digo, I'm still friends with a lot of them, a couple of them. And te digo, from their stories, from how much they talk about their kids, te digo, no way, they are stumping that shit out immediately. Where they're taking their personal experience and they're putting it out in front of them and be like, hey, cabrones, don't you fucking think, yeah, you're gonna lay one over on me. I was 15 while the time you were fucking born. I was a child. You think I'm not gonna be a child and not know how to work with a child? No mames. No, bro. No, disciplined, te digo, disciplined, educated, and te digo, they have their kids on a short leash, way. They have their kids on a short leash, but not to the point of where it's just like, oh wait, they're super overbearing. No, wait, te digo, they love their kids, obviously, because that's that they can only speak on experience with. But te digo, that I can never heard anything super bad coming from any of them. No way, that's a generational thing, man. That becomes a whole type of different generational thing.
Yeah, I think like when it comes to like that subject, like it's not a what's coincidencia like most of the people in the valley, their kids themselves having kids, and you ask their parents, well, pues when did you have me, mom? Yeah. Well, pues when I was 15. It's exactly. Like they pass it on. It's like, no way, you need to pass on to freaking, mijo, tinga, way. Try saying to a 15-year-old boy, hey, don't be sticking your dick and everything. No, he's not even gonna listen to you, pero si lo vas a hacer, güey. Ahí está un condón, güey.
Exactly, güey. No, pues no. Yeah, let's be realistic. And let's not be stupid about it. We know, you know, I know, güey. Let's because we and since we can't speak from experience from having kids, because obviously we both don't have them. We can speak from having cousins and siblings, güey, that are younger than us, right? Sobrinos, sobrinas, nieces, nephews. No te digo, no nos vamos a hacer pendejos. Obviously, we know what's going to happen at a certain age and at a certain point. And te digo, my youngest sister, way. Te digo, I've talked to her about it. Like, hey, look, this is me telling her, like, look, you're a female. There's going to be boys after you. It's like, I want you to be prepared. I want you to be prepared. I want you to be protected. Like, this is you making a decision. It's like, it's an adult decision, but be very aware about making that decision. Like, focus on you. You're like, cabrón, viene, va y llega, whatever, however many times. Pero this is going to affect you. This is going to affect you. And then that's one thing that I really honestly, don't think that us as a community, like Hispanos, Latinos, however mixtos, however you want to call each other. And this is like, that's one of those things that we still haven't even evolved from, man. It's hard. It's a hard fucking thing, especially the generational thing.
Yeah, it's like,
Te digo, we instill a lot of discipline. To say that we don't instill a lot of discipline, that's throwing that's throwing years and years of freaking cultural effects and everything out the window. By saying that we don't do with that. No, ni madres. We instill the discipline to work. We instill the discipline to educate. We instill the discipline to keep learning in one way or another, and try to strive. Que no?
Yeah, no, I agree, but. With the whole kid thing, bro, like
it's hard, bro. That's one thing I don't understand. That's one thing I don't understand, pero enlighten me.
I don't know how girls like, ay, wey, like this is something that's gonna affect you. No es como que a derogatory remark on your credit score, wey, que you can recover from. Hey, wait, this is a kid. This is por vida, wey. O sea, and por oye, mira. I don't know why some girls have this mentality like, oh, they're in these toxic ass relationships where like, no, pues no estamos bien. Oye, pues, you know, I'm gonna not take my plan B or I'm gonna get pregnant on purpose. Como que si esto va a arreglar su relación con su pareja, güey. No, güey, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. If y'all, si no van bien, I mean, they don't have a baby.
No,
she gets a baby. Yeah, that's the nail in the coffin where you're fucked because when you don't work out, it's poor baby. There's another life involved in it, and he's fucked. He didn't ask for none of it, or she didn't ask for none of this shit. But I thought, baby, why? Because y'all didn't know what the fuck you wanted. So you were just fucking bunch of like kids having kids, wait. But now you have another kid, innocent life involved, and it's like, hey, wait, he didn't ask for none of this, bro. So it's kind of like, think about it, like, you know, like, do you really want to be tied to this person for the rest of your life? Because that baby's gonna be yours, and that baby's gonna be his for the rest of your life. But if you got that mindset, like, oh, I never want to see this person again, hey, or hear from this person, a baby is not gonna fix it.
It's true.
You go hear from that person whether you want to or not. Maybe it might be in the child support office, or it might be somewhere else.
One way or another, man. One way or another. Pero pues no, man.
I could go all day about that.
I know you could go all day. That one, we'll settle that one on a different day too. We'll put that one up for a different day. I already wrote.
That's gonna be the whole its own podcast hour. Wait, una hora al menos.
Hombre. Yeah, that one will take.
We'll break it down.
Pero órale. All right. So let's finish it off.
Mm-hmm.
So with discipline, let's put it down like that. What's este? What are some words, some things that you want to tell our people? Because this isn't just us talking to each other for no apparent reason. No, man. This is hey, we're remember, I'm pushing this out to a lot of people. I want to push this out. I want us to keep learning and growing from this way. That's the main reason of starting this podcast. Discipline. Give me something that you would like to tell our community that maybe we could improve on. That can open up a whole different conversation. Tell me something.
That's a good one. Well, so in regards to discipline, you know, whatever you're doing professionally, with your relationship, whether it be with your kid or with your partner or you know, with your parent or whatever, just keep it 100 with yourself, man. Like, you gotta put in the work, right? So if you want to see something, man, like, put in the work and it'll show. And you might have to put a little extra work, like I did we were talking earlier, like with training, like weightlifting or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like, I might have to put in a little work, but you just got to be consistent with it. Just be consistent. Hey, your kid's slacking at school, whatever. You're trying to teach him something, and he just maybe there's a learning curve, whatever. Just stay consistent. Don't get mad at him. Like, we don't all learn the same. Like, Jonathan, you're pretty smart, bro. So, like, in our work, in our job, you learn something quicker than me, and you know, you would actually be teaching me, like, hey, wait, this is how you do it. I remember. Like, oh shit, wait, like, how do you? Wait, ¿cómo, güey? But you didn't come up and be like, hey, estás bien, güey, estás bien pendejo, right? You know, the Mexican way, like, how do you say it? Like, quítate la verga, yo lo hago, no, güey, because at that point you're doing me a disservice, bro. Yeah. Because, you know, you gotta let me do it on my own. I'm that kind of learner, bro. Like, I'm not gonna learn. I'm not ¿cómo se dice? Like a visual learner,
auditory, bro. Yeah.
No, wait, wait, show me. Yeah. I'm probably not gonna get to until I'm actually. And what do they say? You never really learn how to do something till you can teach somebody else how to do it, right?
Oh, damn, I have not heard that one in a while. Like, legit, I have not heard that one in a while.
No, it's true, bro.
It's
Like,
true.
yeah, I think about it, way like until you could, and like I said, everyone has a different way of learning something. So the way you taught me, it might not work the way you teach somebody else. Somebody else might get it on the first try. Like tour with me, I was like, a ver, ¿cómo voy? Let me try it on my own. Okay, I got it. So just have patience. Discipline is about having discipline is discipline, but it's discipline can also be encompass like having patience. Way because like I said, for me working out, the results didn't come right away. No, with drumming, the drumming was like easy for me.
Yeah.
But with the, I had to have the discipline. I had to encompass patience with it too, because I didn't have it with, in certain aspects, it didn't come that easy. So I just had to have patience. Like everything else, man. Rome wasn't built overnight.
No, that's true.
So,
That's true. Órale, pues. No, pues if you got any questions for me or
nah, wait, ¿qué onda? I really don't. Oh yeah, next podcast. What we gonna be talking about?
next
Put it on
podcast?
me.
You know what? I'm not even sure about that yet. I'm not even sure about what the subject is. Pero you know what? Te digo, I'm already writing things down. I'm writing things down, and for the next one, we're gonna hit a good subject. I'm gonna find a good subject for us to hit on, and let's see where that one goes, dude. Because te digo, this is. I don't know, man. This is gonna be an interesting one, and I think a lot of people are gonna both like it and hate it, and I think that's the point, man. That's the point of the podcast. I want people to open up about it and give an honest opinion.
Yeah, and when we know, I don't know, we're not gonna have it just like you and me just talking.
Nah.
Yeah, we bring guests in and stuff too, because we want to hear this. Right now is just you and me. Like I said, other people will be having their own stories too, and that's the only way you're gonna learn.
Yeah, no, man, that's how it is. Pero te digo, pero yeah, I mean, if you got nothing else, man, I think we're gonna leave it off right now. This is the send off, man. This is the Enigma episodes of the ESL Sessions. So I think we'll stick around for the next one when it comes out. All right, peace.
All right, later.